I will still take Chris Paul III's career, his playoff performances, over Russell Westbrook III's career and playoff performances. Bottom line, Chris Paul has always made his teammates better than Russ has been able to make his teammates. Chris Paul is the point god, a very naturally gifted floor general, while Russ has all along been more of an egomaniacal two-guard than a point. Always a turnover nightmare because, come on, let's be honest, Russ is the flip side of Chris. He's got low basketball IQ, and yet he started forcing himself to force the ball to his bigs in Oklahoma City after his hell-bent drives to the rim. This all because Kevin Durant had left him high and dry, and Russ discovered this stat, this weird, obscure stat called the triple-double. As you know, Russ averaged a triple-double 4 of 5 seasons. Impossibly great, but solo act. This after KD decided he would never be able to win with Russ as his primary decision maker in OKC. Russ is egomaniacally selfish. Chris just the opposite. Chris is an orchestrator. He's a facilitator, a choreographer, a maestro. Chris is interested only in winning, not in starring or statting. So let's compare career achievements, shall we? Okay, so remember, Chris is now finishing his 18th season. Russ his 15th season. Chris is 37, Russ 34. Chris is a 12-time All-Star to Russ's 9 times. Both highly impressive. Chris Paul is a 5-time assist champ in the NBA. 5 times. Russ has won the assist title 3 times. Pretty great. Chris has been the steals champ 6 times. Okay, but Russ has been the scoring champ 2 times. Chris was the Rookie of the Year, but I'll give you this. Russ was the 2017 MVP. That was his first triple-double season, averaging a triple-double. It's something I thought we'd never see. Obviously, Oscar did it way back in 1963. But now we come to this. And I'd lost sight of it. Would you believe, would you buy that Chris Paul 9 times has been all defense in the NBA? 9 times. Russ, no times. It's a big difference. Okay, so now let's go to the playoffs. Magic moments, records. Their records in the playoffs are in games they've played in or started. They're about the same. Chris is 72-70 in the postseason. Russ is 55-56. So that's a push. Okay, let's do magic moments for Russ in the postseason. Okay, he did play in that one Baby Thunder finals that I talked about, 2012. Game 1, he was really good. 27, 8, and 11 he had. But Kevin was really good in that first game also, 26, 8, and 4. And yet, after Game 2, or actually during Game 2, the great Magic Johnson at halftime on ABC said that Russ had just played the worst half of basketball I can ever remember any point guard ever playing in an NBA Finals game. That was from Magic Johnson. Russ did go on to score 43 points in game, I think it was 4 in Miami, but in a losing cause. Then I do remember that closeout game that Russ played, the year he played with Paul George. This was at Utah. Russ went for 46, 10, and 5 as playoff P disappeared. Donovan Mitchell had 38 in that game. So Russ outgunned him 46, 10, and 5. Pretty good, but the Thunder lost 96-91. Paul George was 2 of 16, 0 of 6 from 3 with 6 turnovers. Didn't get any help. But magic moments, I can't really think of many, if any. Which brings me back to Chris's side of the ledger. Hey, do I remember those games against my San Antonio Spurs? This was way back in 2008 when Chris Paul was it for the Pelicans. They had Mo Pete and they had Pasha, but it was Chris Paul or bust. And at 6 feet tall or whatever he is, he might be 5'11", the Spurs just couldn't stop him. Conclusion, Cornell Haynes Jr., a.k.a. Nelly, I cannot ride with you on this one. You got to ride with me. You got to give me CP0 over Westbrook. Give me Chris over Russ. Give me Suns in 5. I hope you enjoyed that video. You ready for more? Make sure you click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from the Skip Bayless Show. And don't forget to check out the full episode of the show wherever you get your podcasts by clicking the link in the description.